from the B9 Club, Jeff Boudin and his robot named
Thanks, Leo.
Robot. Hey, Jeff.
This is it.
This is amazing. Welcome to the show, Robot. Good to have you. He's very, this looks just like the robot on Lost in Space. Is that what this is basically?
It's a replica of the robot from Lost in Space.
It's awesome.
Yeah, the original was sold. It was
really
beaten up,
dismantled,
redesigned. Michael Jackson tried to buy it. He saw it. He didn't want it.
Really, it was too beat up.
It was too beat up. So the original's out there somewhere, but the replicas are better.
So there's a B9 Club. That's what this robot's official designation is. B9.
Right. It's the B9, and we have a B9 Club, and it's a group of us, about 250 of us, who build these.
How many B9s are there?
There's about 100 around this stage of completion.
Wow.
And probably about 1,000 that are in the works.
He's really beautiful, I have to say. I mean, it really looks looks great. Tell us a little bit about the robot here, a little bit.
Well,
I am called Robot, just Robot.
Yeah. He's
not Robbie the robot.
No, definitely not.
He doesn't like that when you call him Robbie the robot.
He's built primarily of fiberglass. There's, of course, electric motors.
This is fiberglass.
That's fiberglass, right.
It's very shiny. It's
but,
nice.
There's some rubber on there. The arms are rubber.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
It took about 6 months to make.
All custom? You can't go out and buy, things like this. I mean, you have to...
Well, that's the point of the club, is you'll find one guy who builds one piece, like there'll be a guy who makes this piece right here.
Right, and then everybody buys it from him?
And he'll make 3. So he can sell 2 to somebody else, and then somebody else make a different part, and it's sort of a co-op.
Sure.
And a support group for people who want to build these.
So tell us a little bit about building the robot. What's involved?
My mechanisms and body parts were created and assembled during the latter half of 1998 at the Micromat Computer Systems Cybernetics Research Facility in Windsor, California. My general physical architecture is based upon a design by Dr. Robert Kinoshita.
He's obviously an airbag, too.
Yeah, Windman. Now, Micromat is a software tool company. They do Tech Tool Pro.
Yeah,
is that
my company.
Oh, really? No kidding.
Of course.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, you did. You just forgot.
I did forget that.
Okay.
So, and who's Dr. Kinomura?
Kinoshita. He's the man who designed Robbie, and he's the one who designed this.
He's a real person.
He's a producer, production guy, and he's about 80 years old now, so he's not in the business anymore.
Did he do the robot in Forbidden Planet? Because it looks a lot like the robot.
Robbie. This is Robbie's younger brother.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I know you don't like that robot, but you do look a little bit like Robbie, the robot.
So as far as building it, you just need basic knowledge of hand tools, because most of the stuff like this big piece you'll find built from somebody. And sanding, painting. I did this at an auto body shop.
No
I
kidding.
Can't paint this well.
So the fiberglass is colorless, and then you paint it with an enamel
paint? Yeah, this is car paint. I took it to a car auto
It looks
body
like
shop,
that, actually.
And they freaked out on bringing in these robot parts. These are guys who do Corvettes.
Right.
And said paint it up, and they did it. They loved it.
Oh, it's wonderful. Now, how do you get these rubber things? I mean, those are tough to.
Yeah, there's actually people making these now in rubber. These are fiberglass.
Oh, that's fiberglass.
And I got the rubber ones at home. It's part of an upgrade I'm working on.
These are rubber, aren't they?
Yeah, those are rubber. Somebody else just found this.
Found a ring, an O-ring or something?
That's it, and they do it.
That's amazing.
And that's a great part about the club, because you find people in different aspects of the business that know different things: sheet metal, rubber work, fiberglass work. And when you bring all these people together, you can actually put something together.
Are there plans? I mean, is there like a written plan?
Yeah, there's a couple of people who've drawn blueprints. They're available on our website.
But they didn't come from Dr. Kino?
No, actually, the original plans that Kinoshita did is not what the robot ended up being.
Oh.
They changed things.
So you couldn't build that because it wouldn't look the same?
Right. So those plans are floating around, but they're not accurate. And the ones we have now are accurate.
And probably no official plans exist. He probably did it all.
And this is as close to official as you get. The show hasn't been on in 35 years.
Baloney.
Yeah.
Do you look at the show and try to duplicate, look at things and try to duplicate?
Yeah, that's what it is. And it was funny because they changed it from season to season. It was on 3 years. The first year it didn't have any color.
Right.
Because the show was black and white. Everything was silver. And then when it came out in color, they started painting things color. And then they had their Batman stage, and it was kind of silly. But
now, Robbie is not an autonomous. I'm sorry, B9. I keep calling you Robbie.
You're going to get him mad.
He's going to be mad. B9 is.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. B9 is not an autonomous robot. There is somebody actually running him. In fact, let's go over and say hi to Dave Marshall and Ed Martinez, who are controlling him. Dave is. Hey, Dave. Hey, Ed. Now, Dave is on the laptop, and you're doing the voice. Is that right, David?
Well, there's over 1,500 lines of text the robot can speak.
It sounds like the same guy that was on Lost in Space, is it?
It is the same guy. We went and had a bunch of lines of speech encoded.
No kidding.
And there's a program here that we can pick phrases, but you have to be real careful about what you pick.
It's Dick Tuffield? Tufeld.
Dick Tufeld,
Who did that? It's exactly the same Voice, are there some of the lines from Lost in Space, or are they all original lines?
It's a combination of the two.
Combination,
we did
yeah.
some of the lines, warning, warning.
Got to do
all
that. Danger,
stuff.
Will Robinson.
But there's a few funny ones.
By the way, his arms don't move. Are you going to make his arms?
They will. In fact,
There was somebody
we'll
inside
take
it
them
on the
apart.
show.
We're going to get you inside.
Yeah.
After we do
No,
this.
thanks.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that that's hard to do. There was somebody's hands were actually
Bob
in there.
May was the guy inside of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he was a little guy back then.
The robot is almost autonomous, except for the 600-pound cart that we rolled around behind him.
And what are you
There's
doing?
only one more human characteristic that I have been cheated out of.
What are you doing, Eddie? Are you doing the
I'm
head
controlling
movement?
his body movement right and left.
Look, you can see us through there.
And his upper and lower brain functions.
All of my circuits are functioning perfectly.
Do you get a picture? That picture? Can you look at? So you can see where he's going.
Right. We could hide the cart behind a curtain, and then we could see who was walking
Oh,
up
that's
to the
really
robot. And
it's all joystick movement and that kind of thing.
We did a show with it, and little kids would come up. And we figured out we need a camera down here because we couldn't see the little kids coming up from up here, and somebody would have to tell us a little kid stand in front of the robot. 'Cause you couldn't see
Oh,
him
it
from the
scares
camera,
kids.
yeah.
What do you think? We got Jacob's in a fourth grader here. Are you scared, Jacob? No, he's not
he looks like
scared.
a
Why don't you
brave
come
kid.
up? Come here, Jake. Is it okay if Jacob comes on TV? Come here, Jacob. I just
Who
want to
are
see.
you?
Just come say hi to the robot. Shake his little. Just to give you an idea of the size.
Who are you?
Jacob.
Identify yourself.
Shake his hand. I'm scared. Are you?
I am pleased to make your acquaintance.
Oh, that's so great. I bet kids love him.
How are you?
Say fine.
Fine.
I am swell.
Okay, thanks, Jacob. You can sit back. Let's hear it for Jacob. Good job. You wrote the software for this, huh?
Yeah, it's basically a sound player, much like the one you were telling me you wrote.
Yeah, I remember when I did radio,
Yeah.
we used HyperCard. You using SuperCard for this?
Supercard for that, and eventually it's going to control all the aspects, and we're going to be able to get rid of Ed. So,
Hey, thanks, Ed.
Ed's
By
got
the
better
way,
things to do
he's got
than
another
this.
job. He works for the 501st as a stormtrooper, so that's okay. Yeah.
Darn good one, too.
We need more. No, you're not a stormtrooper. You're a rebel leader.
Right.
That's right. Red Dog, Red Leader 7.
And I do special effects for a
Energy-
living.
Yeah, you do special effects for a living. Oh, so this is kind of down your up your alley a little bit.
up my alley.
Are most people in the club professionals in the business, or are they just people who love to do this?
No, actually, most people have normal jobs, and, they do this at night, and
That's so cool.
much to the chagrin of their wives.
B9.org. Yeah, no kidding. B9.org is the website, right?
That's the one.
And that's if somebody wants.
Affirmative.
Yes, thank you, Robbie. Jeez, he's going to get mad at me. B9. And if anybody wants to learn how to do this or join the club, that's where they should.
Yeah, join the club, get on the list, and you'll find 250 avid builders
So
on there.
great. All over the country?
All over the world.
All over the world.
All over the world.
All right. Thank you, robot.
I am not Robbie the robot.
I know. He's very sensitive
Have
about
a
that.
good one.
You too, B9. For information about the V9 Club and how you can get involved, check out our website at thescreensavers.com. And I want
Continuous banter is wearing out my power pack.
He's very nice, very nice. Thanks to Jeff Boudin, Dave Marshall, and Ed Martinez. Jeff, really great to have you on. And Martin is going to come up in just a little bit, let us in on what's hot on the web. Still to come, MP3s in your car. Not just one, not just two, not a CD's worth. We're going to throw the entire hard drive into the back seat when the Screensavers continues. Stay here.
I am sorry, it does not compute.